Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to show you guys my new car. It is not a brand new car, but it's a new car to me, and in this video I'm going to show you guys what it is and what it has done to it, what I plan on doing with it and stuff like that. I've already tried recording this video before, but I used a GoPro and it just looks really bad with the lighting in here. So I'm going to do it again. I'm doing it on my phone this time. And so hopefully it will look a little bit better. The car is dirty. I've washed it twice since I've had it, and it's dirty right now. I need to wash it again. I am going to the racetrack tomorrow to watch a drift event. This is not a drift car, but I'm going to go spectate. I got this car on December 12th, and today's date is December 29th. While when I'm recording this video, I don't know when I'm going to get it uploaded, but I've had the car for a few weeks, and I'll go ahead and show you what it is. It is a 2000 Honda Civic Coupe, two-door. It is an EX model. It's kind of hard to show you. I'm like so up on top of it. But it's very clean, the body, for being a 2000. Again, it's dirty right now, but it's in good condition. You see the front end here. But I guess I'll start with the front, and I'll do all the exterior first, and then we'll do the interior. But with the front here, it does not have a stock bumper. I don't exactly know where they got it, but I've taken the bumper off, and on the back it says something like qualityparts.com or something like that. So the bumper's been changed out for some reason. It had fog lights here. The fog light on this side was filled with water, and the other one didn't even work. So that's why I took the bumper off, was to take the old ones out, since they didn't work, and I've already ordered new ones. They're going to be JDM yellow. And then I put the bumper back on. It has this Mugen replica lip and a Mugen replica grill. The lip was only held on by like 3M adhesive in the middle. Like the sides, it's screwed in back here, but the front, it had a strip like right here, and it wasn't staying on, so I screwed it in. You can't see it, but there's a screw there and there's a screw over there, and it holds the bumper on. I mean, not the bumper, the lip, because like I said, it was falling off. It has aftermarket headlight housings. It has these like blacked out housings, which I really like, instead of them being all silver chrome like they are stock. It has 6K HIDs, which I'll turn on right now. They look really good at night outside. And it's got the orange, like amber looking corner lights here. I may eventually do like the JDM corner markers, but I don't know. I mean, that's just an idea. The front, again with the front here, the hood does have a gap right here. It looks a little worse on camera than it does in person, but I've tried tightening the bolts down in here, and it doesn't really change anything. They're already tight. So I guess somehow this hood, what do you want to call it, a hinge, has either been twisted, or the hood's been twisted, or something. But if you push down on it from up top, you can see it kind of go down, but it just comes right back up. So I don't know what happened there. The car is like I said, it's super clean for being a 2000. It's got the SI wheels all the way around. I've already bought locks for the wheels. This SI is really clean looking. The back one I'll show you, it's kind of really dirty, and it's not like it needs to be clean dirty. Like it's got like stain marks. I don't know what it is. It has Coupe tires. Yeah, Coupe Xeon ZPT tires. They all have excellent tread. The right rear does have a screw in it, and I noticed when I first bought the car, it was air on low. Wow, it was low on air on the right side. And when I put air in it, I found the screw, and it either ground itself off or he cut the head of the screw off. And it seems to be holding air. I haven't put air in it since that one time, and it seems to be holding up. But back here, see the wheel? You can see it's stained in there, and then in here, it's all stained. This SI doesn't look nowhere near as clean as the front one. And I'm not sure if they were all four originally together off of another car, or if it's like a mix match or what. This is the biggest dent in the car, and it's right here in this, I guess you would call it the B or C pillar. It looks like something heavy but round fell and hit it, or someone swung something and hit it, maybe a baseball bat, I'm not sure. But it just put a big dent here, and as you can see, it's rusted above and below, and it also had shattered this window, and I can tell because I've taken this inside panel off. See my cat in there? He's laying in the back seat. You can barely see him right there. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. But I've taken this off to try and fix the dent and like push it out, but that's not going to happen. It's just making it worse. But when I did that, glass was all inside of this back panel, so I can tell whatever hit this busted this window at the same time. But you know, there's little scratches like this and stuff. You know, it's nothing too big. The body, other than that big dent up there and little tiny scratches, the body is in, I would say, excellent shape. I wouldn't say mint, but it's I don't know. It's not mint, but I mean, he described it as mint in his Craigslist post when I looked at it, but I don't know. Whatever. It's not bad. And then here's the taillights. I guess they're like SI taillights. It doesn't have the, you know, orange like a normal EX would have. So, you know, it has the SI wheels, SI looking taillights. I might eventually put the SI emblem there and then single overhead cam VTEC or whatever. I don't know. But we'll get to the motor here in a minute because I'm going to be doing something with the motor soon. There's a big chunk here missing, so that's again why I wouldn't consider this mint when it comes to the body, but this is a bumper. It can easily be changed out. There's the exhaust. It's an Apex exhaust. It's full exhaust too. It's not just the tip. It actually sounds really good. Here's the passenger side. It's really dark over here on this side, so it's hard to see. I didn't notice this when I first got the car, but I noticed it afterwards, and you can't really tell in video. You have to be outside in the daylight, and if you look hard enough, and it's almost not even noticeable, but this door is not the original door. And I can tell because the paint from the car to the door is off. Again, you probably can't tell on camera. And another reason I can tell it's not an original door is this door jamb is so close right here, the crack. And then if you look at the front, look at how big the gap is in here. And then also, this VIN number does not match the rest of the car. So that right there, once I noticed that, I knew this door was not original. The hood has a VIN, the trunk lid has a VIN, the driver door has a VIN. They all match, but this passenger door VIN does not match. So it was either taken from a junkyard because something happened to this door, or it was also, again, taken from a junkyard and repainted. I don't know. But the paint, the black doesn't match, but again, it's not super noticeable. If I can get it to focus. Yeah, you probably can't tell in video. That's how little that bothers me is, again, you can't even tell on video, so it's not that big a deal. But yeah, the rest of the exterior, like I said, you can see, you know, it needs to be washed. It's very dirty, but when it's washed, the roof is in excellent shape. It's like just super dirty right now. Sunroof obviously works because it's open. This window works, the driver window works fine. This window right here though, when it gets really low, when you go to roll it up, kind of got to pull on it a little bit, and then it starts to go up. The motor's getting weak or something, I don't know. But let's jump to the interior really quick. I don't think I've missed anything exterior-wise. Not really, I don't think so. If I did, we'll get back to it in this video or another video. Interior-wise, I would say the interior is definitely mint. Except for the steering wheel, you can see the steering wheel is completely worn out in the top. But I have a new steering wheel coming on the way. It's a quick release. It's a cheap, you know, suede, no name brand. It's not Sparco, it's not Momo. It's just a cheap steering wheel off eBay. But when I did get the car, it was missing this vent right here. This one was already there. This one was just completely gone. The fins. Got these at a junkyard. Fixed it. Totally worked now. It was missing the dome light cover and the bulb up there. And other than the steering wheel and those couple of pieces, there's nothing really else wrong except for actually this tweeter's falling out. And I don't even know if it works. I haven't really listened to hear if it works. But I just need to glue it back in. And then there is a little hole here there and right there. But for the most part, there's the cat again. Back seats all match the front seats. You know, there's no rips. There's 2 speakers above the back seats. And then see, I've had this panel off because again, I've tried doing this video before. Can't really see it, but there's Memphis audio in the car. Both doors are Memphis audio, and in the trunk, not in the trunk, but up there, they're Memphis audio. It sounds really, really good. Came with this head unit, Pioneer. I don't know exactly which model. It says it right there, DEH-23UB. And then it has this here, I guess, because, you know, it has the radio. It just, they do that, I guess, whatever. But one thing I have added to the car is an alarm, because I don't keep this car in the garage. I don't know if I already mentioned that. But there's the, what do they call it? Status LED. I drilled a hole and stuck that through there. You can see some of the wires are still here. I just have them electrical taped out of the way. And I will be getting that cleaned up here soon, probably after this video. Because I'm not really going to do anything with the rest of these wires. They're just extras. So yeah, that's really the only thing I've added to the car is an alarm so far. Again, I have a steering wheel coming. I have a shift knob coming because I don't like this one. I don't like the way it looks or feels. The one I'm getting is kind of a Type R looking, like an Integra Type R looking shift knob, but it's just like a no-name cheap one, like $8 or $6 or something. And then, like I said, the fog lights that I took out of the front, I'm also getting those. So those are a couple things I've ordered. I just got that today, the Haynes manual. It was used. Things like in excellent condition. It's used, but it's like all there, and it's like perfectly fine. So I only paid $7 versus like $20, $25 for one of those brand new. So yeah, I'm gonna change out the shift knob, changing out the steering wheel. The body says, according to this gauge cluster, I don't know if they've changed it or what, but it says 183,000 miles. You can see I've put 571 since I got the car. I hit the trip little button there, but like I think the same day I got the car, but it wasn't right when I bought it. So there's about 500 something I've put on here. I recently fixed the gauge. You can kind of see that lit up there. Because when I got the car, the first night I drove it at night, the first time I drove it at night, I turned the lights on. The lights worked fine, but the gauge wouldn't come on, and it was the dimmer switch. This will come out. Back behind there, I had to wire 2 of the wires together so that, you know, when I turn the lights on, the gauge cluster comes on, and I just can't dim it, but that's not a big deal. I'll be doing something with this as well as the wires underneath. This is the antenna wire for the alarm. I took this out because this was the button for the fog lights, which was a whole kit that was, like I said, broken, so I've taken that all out. And I gotta find some screws because, you know, without this wire here and this screwed up in place, everything's there besides the button. Once, you know, I get the new one, it will be there. But right now it's just kind of loosely here because there's no screws. There wasn't even screws to hold, if you can see this, to hold this part in underneath the radio and the AC controls. So I put screws in that. But other than that, the interior is in really good shape. So seats don't have any rips. I mean, they're not the cleanest, but they're not ripped or anything. So let me turn these lights off. Oh yeah, this, I forgot about that. The sunroof is ripped there, but I put my GoPro there anyways. When I'm driving, I can jam it up in there, so it was already ripped. I was like, screw it. I'll leave it ripped because I jam my GoPro up in there anyways. So another thing wrong with the car that I found out is the hood latch doesn't work under the dash there, so I have to go like this. And this is going to be hard to record, so I'm just going to do it, is reach up in here, pull the cable to pop the hood, and now we'll get to the motor. So when I went to get the car, actually first off, the Craigslist ad, he said the motor was rebuilt and that it just needed a valve adjustment. And so when I first saw the car, I heard it ticking. I figured it was going to be ticking since he said it needed a valve job or a valve adjustment. But I'm not a certified mechanic, and so the ticking noise didn't sound like a rod bearing to me, or a connecting rod, or a crank bearing, or a connecting rod bearing. So I didn't know at the time, but this engine does tick. It looks like it maybe has been rebuilt because it's super clean. The block, there's no leaking from the motor itself. I've taken this manifold off, and behind there it's super, super clean. The backside of the block, I mean, it definitely isn't the original motor, and he even said that. He said it was a rebuilt engine. It's not originally from this car. It is a D16Y8, which the D16Y7 and Y8 are known to spin rod bearings or crank bearings. And I've taken it to some mechanics, and they have said it is in the lower end. It's not the valves, because I have adjusted the valves 3 times since I got the car, and it hasn't changed the ticking whatsoever. So the valves are good. The head is perfectly fine, as long as it doesn't blow up before I either rebuild this or get another motor. I'm just going to keep driving it, which I do put some risk on blowing the motor, but it is what it is. If it doesn't blow this motor, I'm either going to take this motor out, strip it down, at least the lower end, and put a Z6 crankshaft in here, put some new pistons and new rods and all that stuff, and it should be good with the Z6 crank, since these are common to spin bearings because they don't have as many oil lubrication holes in the crankshaft, which I don't understand why Honda did that, but who knows. But I'm either going to rebuild this with a Z6 crankshaft, or I'm going to take this engine out and get a whole nother engine and just get like a Z6 itself and don't mess around with a Y7 or Y8. Or I'm going to go a whole nother route, and that is get a B series, like a B18, B1, or maybe a B16 if possible, which those are super expensive. At least I can't find any that are under $2,000. And by the way, I only paid $1,900 for this car. It was listed at $2,200, but I ended up leaving with this car for $1,900. So yeah, I'm either gonna rebuild this motor bottom end before, catch it before it blows, or like I said, switch it out to something else, maybe a D15 or a D16 Z6, or like I said, switch the whole motor and everything out itself. The transmission does leak, and it actually leaks pretty bad. So no matter what, if I take this engine out, I'm going to reseal that transmission and either reuse it with another D series, or I'll reseal it, maybe sell it, sell the head, something like that. But as of right now, I think I'm going to rebuild this engine because I think it would be a little cheaper to rebuild it than to buy another used D series or buy a B series, especially if I can get away with getting a Z6 crank and just getting all new internals for the bottom end and having it rebuilt. And I will be doing it myself. Again, I'm not a certified mechanic, but I have rebuilt engines and things like that, so I trust myself, and as long as I have all the right parts, I will attempt it and hope that the Z6 crank will work out and not spin another bearing. But anyways, the motor, like I said, it's supposedly rebuilt. It has NGK spark plugs and wires. Supposedly it has a new distributor, I think, or rebuilt distributor or something like that, he said. It has a Skunk 2 Racing intake manifold, Skunk 2 Racing throttle body. I believe that is a AutoZone style intake. That brand, Spectre, I don't know how to say it. It has DC headers, full exhaust all the way back to the apex exhaust tip that I showed you guys. I'm not sure, I haven't really looked under there to see if it's custom made or if it's all bolt-on or what, because my first car was a EG hatch and the exhaust was completely custom welded. So I haven't looked under here to see if this is custom welded or what. But I've only had the car for a few weeks, so I'm not exactly sure at this point what I'll be doing with it, because it's, so new to me. I do know I'll be fixing the engine, like I said, either, like I said, rebuilding it or buying another engine, and I'll hopefully be doing that within a few months, hopefully at the latest. But I wanted to make this video and introduce you guys to my new car. I haven't had a Honda in over 10 years. The hatchback that I had a B18 that I was just talking about with the custom exhaust. And I had a few right after that hatchback, but they were all like within the same year, and it's been a long time since I've had a Honda, and I really like Hondas. I really do. So I'm going to wash it tomorrow, and I'm going to go out to the track and watch them drift tomorrow, because it's the last drift event at the track near me for the year, since New Year's is a couple days away. And like I said, I'll keep you guys up to date on what I do to the car and what happens with the motor and things like that. Like once I get the steering wheel and I go to install it, I'll either show me installing it, or I'll show you guys what it looks like after I install it. I'll do like an unboxing maybe of the steering wheel and the shift knob, things like that. So just stay tuned, and I will keep you guys up to date. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next video.